I got the horse right.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Barn Girl. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through these Sunday, July the 9th races. We do have 8 races for you. No stakes race, so we do have that Pick 6, Sea to Sky Pick 6 carryover. Just under 3,000 heading into the Saturday program, so keep an eye on that. Heading into the Sunday program, we do have 8, as we mentioned, signed on. First race at 150. We'll get right into the action. Yep. Race number 1, $4,000 claimer for non-winners at 3 lifetime, going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 1 horse, Awesome Cause. Yeah. Tough to get by this horse. I mean, ran a good second last time. The Mighty Mesa, who dropped in and won the money. You know, this horse has been across the line, ran 3rd. I mean, those would be those 2 horses would be standouts in here if they were in the race. So Awesome Cause looks to have found a field he should be able to beat. Put the 6 horse Blue Storm Cloud in for second. I thought this horse did a lot of good fighting in between horses and didn't get the best of trips, but still managed to box on and run well. And, you know, he ended up 4th, but still just, I like horses that overcome a little bit of adversity and keep running and not pack it in, because these cheaper horses tend to pack them in when things, you know, slightest thing goes wrong. But he might be worth following. And I put I left the E-Caddy out, which is probably a silly move, but I put the 2 Stone Ridge Ruler in for 3rd. I went 1, 6, and 2.
I have similar horses. I mean, Awesome Cause, as you mentioned.
That's a horse to beat.
He's a horse to beat, absolutely. A good second last time to Mighty Mesa, who dropped in for a 4 non-2 out of a 16 non-3. So beat by a heavy, heavy favorite last time. At good odds, actually. And he now moves to David Lopez. That's not going to hurt his chances either. Awesome Cause on top. I put Stone Ridge Ruler in the second spot. I like to switch to Amadeo Perez. And he did a lot of the heavy lifting last time. He was, you know, engaged on the lead. I don't know. I don't think Ikati wants to go with him today, so he could carry him a long way. Put Stone Ridge Ruler in the second spot, and I put Ikati in the 3rd spot. I like the fact he breaks his non-2. He goes into a non-3, 4 non-3. Duels on the head end, fades, runs 7th. But I like the fact that Hamill sticks with him. That's why I didn't want to leave him out.
No.
1, 2, 5 for me in the first.
He's red hot right now, too, Richard.
Yes, he is. On to the second. Maiden 8. 3.5 Colts and Gullings. Go to mile 16th. Nice distance race here. And I went to the 1 Jackson Teller for our good friend Ken Johnson, who's right over in booth 19.
Yeah, no, he's watching the show.
Enjoying a glass of red wine.
Yeah.
Hamill sticks with this one, coming out of a maiden 16 that was going long, and he ran respectably well. I mean, Sanawar won by 10, right? What did he win by? 8.5. This guy only got beat a length and a half per second. He figures to be a handful in here. And Richard Hamill, as we mentioned, going great guns right now. Jackson Teller on top. I put Cash Hit, the Harold Barabee runner, in here in the second spot. He comes out of that same race. I know he got beat 14, but as I mentioned, Sanawar won by 9. So and that was his first time going long, and he could improve. I like the fact that Amadeo sticks with him. Put him in the second spot. I put Colonel Kevin, one that stretches out for the first time. Mike Anderson's numbers are very good when he gets horses to stretch on the stretch out. This guy's run 6 times, all sprinting. Finally gets to go long with Silvino Morales aboard. 154 for me.
Yeah, I agree with the 1 Jackson Teller. I mean, this horse is definitely the horse to beat. Battle on the head, and there was 4 of them that went out there, which obviously helped Sanawar's cause that day. Brother Rod was one of them, but Jackson Teller hung in tough, and I thought ran really well to be 3rd. I know the horse got beat a million lengths, but still, the horse, he had every reason to pack it in and run last, and he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Things are going to be a lot easier on the head end in here. Jackson Teller, your horse to beat. Put the 4 horse Colonel Kevin. Try that one for second, 3-year-old, but maybe the distance will help. Blinkers on last time, but didn't move forward, but perhaps the distance will help. I put the 2 horse 3-berry in for 3rd.
I looked at him too.
Jackson Teller for me is a key, I think, but I'm going to try him. But 3-berry, he was out there battling too with Jackson Teller, but finished 8 lengths behind him. He's, I guess, the 3rd best to me. I mean, Periana's a filly in the race, and Cash Hit, who's a disaster for our good friend Dan Jukic. If you don't say it, if you say it too fast, Catch.
I never noticed that.
Could be a little difficult in mid-race. That it may be a little bit of a tongue twister for our buddy Dan Jukic. But 1, 4, and 2 for me in the second
Cashing,
race.
as they say at the casino.
On to the 3rd. Say it real slow. On to the 3rd race. Maiden $25,000 claimers going 6.5 furlongs. Got a field of 6. I went to the 3 Fire Boss. Didn't get the best of trips last time. Broke on top. Was yarded back. Rushed up again, and then hung a little bit down the lane. Going to get a new rider in Antonio Reyes. I think this horse will go to the front and stay there. Timber King's the best horse in the race, no doubt. but doesn't have speed, so he can't dictate what happens in the race. And that's the only reason I did go against Timber King.
Yeah.
Timber King wins. I won't be. Obviously, that's the horse to beat.
Yeah.
But Fireboss is the one maybe that can beat him, just because he has a little more tactical speed, and if Reyes puts him on the lead and keeps him there, Timber King, may run out of real estate if the fractions are nice for Fireboss. I went 3-6-1. Put Martello in for third. Blinkers on. Horse ran so well 2 starts back. Regressed last time. Maybe the blinkers will help. 3-6-1 for me in this.
Yeah, I had trouble with this one. I did go to Timber King. He was a heavy favorite last time.
He's the best horse.
He's
the best horse in the race.
Hoping he can get up in time. I got Timber King on top. I went to a couple of Rob Maben runners. King Blue, I think, is a decent 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Made his first start of the year. He'd only run once as a 2-year-old. His first start this year, he goes to the lead. It's not crazy fractions, but he did all the heavy lifting. He was engaged, and then he faded a little bit, got beat 3 lengths. I can see him moving forward in his second start, so I don't mind him, and I like the fact that Enrique Gonzalez climbs aboard him. So I put King Blue in the second spot. I put Master Ewan. I like this horse. I liked him a lot better last time. On the stretch, I thought he'd run big. Still only got beat 3 lengths by Soul Cat, Handsome Chef Fedasov.
Just last week. Yeah.
There's some pretty nice horses that he was running against.
They're way better horses.
Now he drops into a 25, and he should be playable in here. I went 6-4-2 in the third. On to the fourth. Maiden $4,000 claim meant for 3 Colts and Geldings, 8 of them to go 6.5. I landed on the 6 second time around. Good second last time. Led the whole way and just got caught late by Shock Absorber. Ran a big one at big odds, actually. This guy was a good price, too. He's not going to be a good price this time.
No.
I don't really see anywhere that goes with him. I think he steals it on the head end. Got him on the head end. I put General Strelnikov, a horse that was well bet last time. Out of the Greg Tracy barn. Came here from California. We've been running in much considerably tougher races. Started at the $4,000 level. Absolutely packed it in, ran dead last. But Richard Hamill sticks with him, and that's why I don't want to leave him off the ticket. It's an interesting play by Richard Hamill. General Strelnikov in the second spot. I put Floodwatch, claimed off Glenn Todd last time for $8,000. Shows up a month later for 4 in a race, but I didn't really know what to do. But Enrique Gonzalez takes the call, so I'll give it a shot. 6-2-4.
Yeah, the 6th horse is probably one of the best bets of the day.
Yeah.
I think the 4th time around will be the winner for 2nd time around. This horse ran huge
Well played,
against. It's his 4th start, and Shock Absorber beat him. Like, this horse ran such a good. He was game all the way to the wire. Shock Absorber was just flying down the lane, and this horse was
Tried to
not
let him
playing
by him,
possum, but had horse, but not ready for a horse that was absolutely in full flight. Shock Absorber ran a big race, and this horse was sprinting down to the line, and this horse just couldn't keep up with that kind of speed after battling on the head end. This horse is so much better than these horses. I think he'll win by a pole. I put the 7 Devil in my head in for second, and the who did I put in for third? I put in Hessler. I don't mind this horse at least it's an off the pace horse. I see a lot of horses that may chase the pace, and I thought Hessler might be able to round out your try. I like anyone coming out of the Shock Absorber race. That was a strong race. I think that's where you should be zoning in anything out of that Shock Absorber race. 6-7-5 for me in the 4th. On to the 5th race. Started your late pick 4. $4,000 fillies and mares here going 6 1/2 furlongs. I think the 1 horse, Shayla's Rose, may not be the best horse in the race. Obviously, the 4 Sabrina and the 7 Docilina are far more accomplished horses, but they're not on their A game. Shayla's Rose, first start of the year, she was scratched a couple times at the gate because
I know,
she wouldn't
Teddy's
load.
she's such a handful.
She
Teddy's done a great job with her.
well and ran a really good race. Just ran into that wind machine Zygo.
Yeah.
Zygo's just been beating everybody at the $4,000 level, so it's no disgrace losing that race. The time was brilliant, 1:17 and change. So I know Sabrina's a better horse, going to be even money. Docilina's going to be 2-1. Shayla's Rose might get a little more. I mean, usually if she came back in this race against a normal field, she would be 8-5.
Yeah.
But she's going to be 4-1 or 9-2 in this race just because of the presence of Sabrina
other
and
fillies that take money,
Docilina. So Shayla's Rose might possess the best value, and I think she's really good and ready to roll. So I'm going to try Shayla's Rose to beat Sabrina and Docilino. Don't need to talk too much about Sabrina and Docilino. The resumes are pretty much on the form, and they're both very nice mares, and but obviously not on their A game anymore. But I went 1-4-7.
I mean, I'm with you. I think it's Shayla's Rose and Sabrina. Those are the two that I'll have in my late pick 4. I did go with Sabrina. I thought it was a good effort last time. She dropped to the 62.50 level. Got beat by Zanita Rose, who's been running big races this year. In for a little bit less, in for 4. I think gets the job done today. We've seen Dino and Hamill team up.
No shock if she were to gallop home by 8 lengths.
So I got her on top of Shayla's Rose, but I saw Teddy after the race last time, and he was extremely encouraged.
Should have been.
She ran
great.
so good. She ran really good. Did everything professionally. He's done a great job down the starting gate with her. She walked right in, left there nicely. Extremely playable in here is Shayla's Rose, and I put a Riki Princess in the third spot. She always runs there, right? I mean, she doesn't pile up the win. Well, she's 5 for 21. She's doing okay, but she always hits the board consistently. Don't want to leave her off the ticket. I went 4, 1, and 6 in the 5th. On to the 6th. Fillies and Mares, 4,000, non-2 lifetime, going 6.5 furlongs. And who did I land? Oh, I landed on Knock Knock for our good friend Alan May, Hall of Fame trainer Alan May.
Yep.
Knock Knock is very capable of winning this race. I thought a really good effort in her first start. She was headed with 22-1, 46. That was on the 10th of June. She's running against horses that had been running. La Rondine had been running in Golden Gate and running all year. Flaming Youth. Running against horses that had been running. I thought it was a good effort. I look for her to bounce back and win this. I got Knock Knock on top of Why Is It My Fault? Pretty tough little filly out of the Great Trace Barn. Just got beat in neck by PG Star last time after doing all the heavy lifting and nipped late. She's playable with Hamill again. And I put Rosie's up in the 3rd spot. Hasn't missed the board this year. Broke her maiden for 4. Ran a good race to riding on the wind in an 8-3. Last time in a 4-2, a good 3rd. Only got beat a length and a half by La Rondine. Got her in the 3rd spot. 1-2-5 for me.
Yeah, I see a lot of speed in here. I see this race.
I like that.
Maya's
like
Bling.
that.
Our buddy Maven.
Yep.
Off the pace runner. I mean, she may not be the best filly in the race, but the race may set up quite nicely for her. She ran 3rd. I like the 6 Maya's Bling. Ran 3rd behind PG Star, who I do like in the non-3.
Yep.
And of course, Why Is It My Fault? Who's in the race? I just see a lot more pace pressure for Why Is It My Fault? You got Knock Knock inside of her. You got Miss Mariah, who broke poorly last time. I'm sure she'll show more speed.
Why Is It My
Discreet Country
Fault?
on the outside has speed.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of pace presence, and I think that might
right.
be enough to change a 1 or 2 length defeat. And the price will be Maya's Bling will be 12-1. Why Is It My Fault will be 5-2.
Yeah.
So it's just sometimes you look for value in these races when they're really close in ability. I know it's, Why Is It My Fault? Probably a better horse, but still, they're not that far apart, and that's why you want to try and take value. So I'm going to try Maya's Bling over Why Is It My Fault? I put the 5-horse Rosie's up in for 3rd. Thought this horse has been running good all year.
Hasn't missed.
I thought a pretty good effort last time behind La Rondine and Flaming Youth. I don't mind Knock Knock. I didn't put Knock Knock in, but your comments are perfectly solid. This horse is as good as anyone. It was just her first start of the year. I could only pick 3 in here, but definitely Knock Knock would be my next horse. I went 6, 2, and 5 though in race number 6. On to the 7th race, our feature event, a $35,000 optional claimer, non-race 2 lifetime, or a $35,000 claiming going a mile. And the 16th, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in for the $35,000 at Colterbury and Sorry About Nothing. The only 2 that fit the non-race 2 lifetime condition and aren't in for the price. I don't see much pace in here. I'm going to go with Sabato Alegre. I don't think this horse I don't think has distance limitations. I think this horse will relish going a mile on the 16th. He's hasn't done well in the Long Acres Mile or in stakes races, but for $35,000, this is a different kettle of fish. So I think Sabato Alegre is going to get the lead in here. Rich is going to control the pace. I can see a 24 opening quarter, and because the 1, 2, and 3 don't have speed. Maybe Lord Vancouver could flash a little more, but Sabato Alegre is more sprint speed, and I think he can get out there and control the tempo, and Richard's always dangerous so he can get the head end. We watched him ride a perfect race on Modern in the last Older Horse Stakes race, and where he did defeat Venetian Mask. But, Richard's excellent at controlling paces, and Sabato Alegre just thinks in a good spot. Put the 5, Dashing Dawn. His horse is sharp. He's in good form. He's going the right way. He's running fast times. He could be in the new Venetian Mask.
Yeah,
the one that comes from the 16, 20, and $25,000 claiming levels and jumps into the stakes company like Venetian Mask did last year. He could be that new Venetian Mask.
And Calgary Caper did.
Did the same thing. It shows you that there's not that much difference sometimes. When
your
horses
high
get sharp and good. It's a small difference between stakes and high claiming at times, especially going along. But I went 4-5, and I put the 2-horse Shooting Jacket, of course, in for third. Scratch of the stake. Going to try and run in here. Romario Saunders rides 4-5-2.
I agree with you. I did go with Dashing Dawn, though, because I think Glenn Todd's got 3 in here. I think Sorry About Nothing goes and presses Sabado Alegre. Can he go with him? I think so.
You just sit off of him,
yeah.
I think. I don't think you can go with him.
If he does, well, if he pushes him, then I think
that's different. Yeah,
that
that's
makes
different.
Sabado Alegre
vulnerable,
and that's why I like Dashing Dawn to win it over Sabado Alegre. A bunch of the reasons you mentioned, they're both very live in here. And I put Coulterberry, excuse me,
horse.
Out of the Mark Cloutier barn. Professional win for $25,000 first off the bench this year. He should be better with the race under his belt. Amadeo Perez takes the call from Mark Cloutier. Excuse me, 5, 4, and 6.
Selling me last
for me in the 7th. Yes, I know. Only one more to get through. $8,000, $16,000 claiming event. 3 and up Colts and Geldings going 6.5 furlongs. I went to the outside horse Lassie's Reward. Been right there in all of his races this year. What did he use? Hasn't missed a board this year. 5 starts, 2 wins, a second, and 2 thirds.
Nice
Most recently, a good win at the 12-5 level. The step up to 16, I don't think bothers him. There's nobody really coming the other way back to him. So I got Lassie's Reward on top. I put Born at the track. This guy's been on form lately, running very good races. Only got beat a half length by Lassie's Reward last time. Lopez sticks with him. Got him in the second spot. And I threw, after the conflict, in for third. Hamill knows the horse well. And another one that's always right there. He hasn't missed the board this year. What did I do? 7-5-4.
I see the race exactly the same. There's speed in here. You got a mega victory after the conflict, Born of the track. It just Lassie's Reward should get the nice trip. He should get first run on the speed, and the horse, as you mentioned, has been in top form. Hasn't missed the board. 2 wins, a second, and 2 third place runs in 5 starts. He's been a real cash machine for whoever owns him. He keeps getting claim. He's had a couple, or actually has a reclaim. But Lassie's Reward is, I think, the horse to beat. I agree with the 5 Born at the track. I like the horse 2 starts back at 8-1.
Yes,
and favored at 4-1 last time for 12-5. There wasn't a lot of value there, but still he ran a big race, losing to Lassie's Reward. But he's live as well. He's a nice horse. Peter Milburn's got him going great. He looks great. He looks fantastic. He's always turned out well. His coat is, he's gleaming. You can tell horses that are healthy and got good feet in them. And they just look good. And when you see him in the paddock, that's the one I want. When you see him, them walking, he sticks out. And I got him in for second. I put the 6 horse Burnham in for third.
I can see that.
He's a money horse. He's had a couple of dreadful trips. He had a 10-hole going 6, and then the last time he got shuffled back. He hasn't had any luck in his races. Felt like he has to go 6.5. Poor guys had to go 2 600-run races. Imagine older horses having to run 6.
This is better for him.
I know, definitely 6.5 helps, and a bit of speed in the race as well. I went 7, 5, and 6 to close out the Sunday program. And that'll do it for our analysis of the July the 9th races. Next up on screen is our selections. A little recap. Here's back in race number 1. I did go to the 1. Awesome Cause, 1, 6, and 2. Race number 2, I went to the 1 again. Jackson Teller, it looks pretty live, 1, 4, and 2. Race number 3, I went to the 3. Fire Boss, maybe to upset the favorite, number 6. Timber King, 3, 6, 1. Race number 4, I went to the 6, second time around. Probably one of the better bets of the day. I think he stands out in the field. I went 6, 7, and 5. Race number 5, went to the 1. Shayla's Rose, 1, 4, and 7. Race number 6, went to the 6. Maya's Bling. The upset special of the day, hopefully. I went 6, 2, and 5. Race number 7, I went to the speedy number 4, Sabado Alegre, hoping he can stretch out and go long. Went 4, 5, and 2. And then the 8th and final, number 7, Lassie's Reward. Pretty solid horse. Actually won the last race a couple of months back. Seems to run well in the finale, Lassie's Reward. I went 7, 5, and 6.
On to my picks. There we go. Back in the first, I agree with Mike. Number 1, Awesome Cause over the 2 and the 5. In the second, number 1, Jackson Teller over the 5 and the 4. In the third race, I picked number 6, Timber King over the 4 and the 2. In the fourth race, I really like this horse as well as Mike. Number 6, second time around over the 2 and the 4. In the fifth race, I went to number 4, the classy old campaigner Sabrina over the 1 and the 6. In the sixth race, I went to the 1, Knock Knock for our good friend Alan May over the 2 and the 5. In the seventh, the feature race, I did go with the 5, Dashing Dawn over the 4, Sabado Alegre, and the 6, Coulterberry. And in the nightcap, I agree with Mike again, number 7, Lassie's Reward over the 5 and the 4.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicappers Corner. Just a quick reminder, we do have that $2,900 Sea to Sky Pick 6 carryover heading into the Saturday program. Do keep an eye on that. Could be up to $4,000 or something heading into today's program. As of taping, though, it was just under $3,000. Our next live cards will be next Saturday, July the 14th, or actually July the 15th and 16th.
Yeah.
And we do have 2 stakes races next weekend. We will have the 3-year-olds in action. The 3-year-old fillies headed by Dazzlin' Dawn, Yukon Bell are nominated, and the 3-year-old colts headed by AP Zona.
And Driller.
Yeah, they're all going along now.
Yeah.
These are mile and 16th races, and it'll be our first chance
Yeah,
to see
really
the.
interesting to see, because it's a big question with,
things change.
Dazzlin' Dawn is, does she go long?
She will.
I think
She's
she
nice.
will, and I think AP Zona will as well. I can't wait to see him stretch out.
Yeah, so 2 exciting stakes races next week as we do continue on to the BC Oaks with the fillies and the BC Derby for the boys. But our first chance to see the 3-year-olds in both divisions going a mile and a 16th. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicappers Corner, and we'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.